Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero. Should have some.
Welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Went to Rail in Georgia, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting the highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, plus get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off a gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And though the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's on chocolate milk and waffle show. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
What is going on, Internet? You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on Radio Free Radio. My name is George. Terrell is missing in action at the moment, but he is on his way to the clubhouse. Don't you fret about that. He's doing his fatherly thing, so you guys get off his back. He'll be with us shortly. Let's see. What do we got going on in the community? I don't like doing the show by myself because I feel like I'm talking to myself, so you guys are just going to have to pretend that you're in the room with me. At the venue on 35th every Monday night from 7 to 11, we have our world-famous open mic. Yeah, I'm going to say world-famous because a few of the people that have come there have left the country and gone around the world, and they know about it. So I think that gives me license enough to say that it's the world-famous venue on 35th Street. Every Monday, 7 to 11. Tuesdays at that same place, we do Performers Playground, which is a performance workshop. Second and fourth Wednesdays, we have our writing workshops conducted by me on... let's see. We're working on... We just had our first official slam hosted by Hurricane and Wes Warpaint Wes. Or I don't remember the dude's name. He's from Richmond. Really dope poet, though. He was amazing. Had our first slam. That went really, really well. We're trying to bring slam back to the Hampton Roads community. Maybe even put together an adult team that we can sponsor and send on competitions. So... Find us on venue-35.com, and you can keep up with everything we've got going on there, and look out for the next date for the next slam. There is a cash prize. Last night, Godchild took first place. Madeline Garcia came in third, and Ryan came in second, all of them with really amazing poems. Terrell does Arts Out Loud on the last Friday of the month in Virginia Beach at Juice Bar Juices at the Biofusion Dance Center. Bam! You late. Hey.
Speaking of.
See, he's the dude that shows up to work late, goes and talks to everybody first. You're already late. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Good to see you. Well, we haven't gotten to the meat and the potatoes of the show yet.
Of course not.
I was just warming up the oven. I got it on preheat, though. I watched the video.
You did?
Yes. I booked them for Feature Sunday. Terrell is in the house.
He's late.
Yes.
And if you think it's because I'm black, you're racist.
And if you think he's chocolate milk out of the two of us, you're also racist.
Yes. I'm waffles.
He's actually waffles.
I'm golden brown.
Speaking of waffles, does anybody in here besides Terrell and myself watch Stranger Things?
No. I'm about to get on it.
Yes.
Y'all gotta get on it.
Oh my gosh.
This
What?
is totally the wrong show to talk about
okay.
Stranger Things, but man, it's a show on Netflix,
Uh-huh.
and it's just amazing.
I heard it's good.
I am
I'm
refusing.
I'm tapping the vein. Like I need my
Dude,
next season.
I'm like, I could have binge watched it the other day when I was off, but I was like, it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the thing on episode 6. I'm like, do I watch the other 2 now?
Right.
Yeah, we got official confirmation yesterday also
Yo.
that of season 2, which we knew it was coming. Netflix would have been stupid not to
Yeah.
renew this for a second season. It's like the most popular show they have right now. and they released. It's going to be 9 episodes.
Yes, I noticed that.
It starts a year later. I think the reason they might have been doing that is because the kid that plays Dustin, after they wrapped up filming, he went through puberty. So they couldn't even use him to go back and do some voice recordings that they wanted. So I think in order to kind of play that off, and I'm sure the other kids are probably, if not going through puberty, approaching quickly, they're probably going to have to write that into the show somehow.
And I'm tripping off the fact that there's going to be one episode named The Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah, they released the episode.
That
the names of the
already stuck out
episodes.
to me. Like, why?
The first episode's called Mad Max. Like, it's such an 80s. You guys dig the 80s?
Yeah,
Dig the 80s?
man. Yeah.
It's a very 80s centric show.
Yeah.
And if you like the movies of the 80s or the shows, it's going to take you back to that.
I think I'm
time.
going to hold off because Luke Cage is supposed to come out in a few days. So I think I'm going to wait until Luke Cage
You
is
got a couple
on.
weeks for that still.
Oh, I thought it was like.
I think it was the 20th.
Oh, okay, might be
If
right.
I'm not mistaken.
So
Now we're
we are
broadcasting
random.
for Netflix.
We are random.
It's a very random show.
No,
We're
it's
kicking
okay.
it. So feel
I
free
know
to
we
jump
are
into the
kicking it. I
conversation,
dig it.
clear your throat, and be like, you guys got guests.
to the
Be
mic.
polite. So
Yeah, I was expecting to be greeted at the door with waffles and milk, and
I know.
no.
There
You're
wouldn't
supposed
have
to
to
bring
be
us
that.
the chocolate.
I know.
milk.
I
Yeah.
didn't kind of
You
mess
know,
up. I told
chocolate
Terrell
milk
that
and
I was supposed to
waffles.
bring cookies.
Yeah, that's why I was like, where are the
Oh
cookies?
my god!
Sorry.
No
It's my
worries.
fault.
Hi, Maddie. I'm Terrell.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, you guys haven't met either.
No, we haven't met.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you picked an interesting way to meet us.
Oh, so have they told everybody who they are yet?
No, we haven't gotten quite that
Okay.
far.
So exactly.
You haven't missed much at all.
Okay, so tell the people, who are you guys?
My name is Natalia Ramos. I am a professional dancer within Virginia area, BDMV. So yeah.
Yep.
And I am Maddie Samarja. I am also striving to be a professional dancer. Going to be moving to Louisville soon, so that'll be a fun adventure.
Okay.
Yeah, triple threat: dancer, singer, actress,
Oh.
Nice.
She
Yeah.
kicks ass.
musical
curse?
theater, opera, ballet, modern,
Did she
tap,
ask can we
jazz, all
curse?
the.
We are
Wow.
so not FCC regulated here.
Okay, that's
Oh, it's
good.
the internet.
Just the internet.
Fuck, fuckity, fuck.
I love it.
Come get me.
Cool, right?
There's some
I'm
old
such
guys
a
like,
rebel.
oh my gosh, they're cursing on the internet.
It's okay.
There was a little bit of drama with YouTube in the past couple of days as far as censorship.
Oh, I know.
They have an algorithm and basically a robot deciding whether or not certain content was able to be monetized. So there were like major YouTube channels who these people make their life
Yeah,
living this
they're
way,
living, yeah.
who were getting all their monetizations canceled,
That's
and they
weird.
couldn't understand why. So when they were sent in for review, humans who were like, "Oh no, that shouldn't have happened. That
Right.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
happened." But no accountability for all the money these people lost in
Yeah.
the meantime.
There was something too with copyrights with actually dancers too.
Oh, gosh.
Where their videos would get blocked in like a certain
'Cause of the
amount
music?
countries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
because of the music.
Yep.
But when they looked at the amount of countries that there were, it said like some weird, crazy number, and there's not even that amount of countries in the world. Like,
Oh.
are you going off in space or
Yeah.
something? Like counting all these people, like it's pretty wild what YouTube does sometimes.
Definitely, because like sometimes like if I want to do like a highlight reel of a wrestling match,
Yeah.
they'll just stop it. Like this goes with the music though. It's timed just right.
Yeah,
Why?
I've had that issue a handful of times too.
Yeah.
Like posting footage from a show and maybe somebody covered a song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're like, "Nope, can't do it."
Wow,
Nope,
that's
we're gonna take it down.
Pain in
ridiculous.
the ass.
And what sucks is like they'll put the video up, but they'll remove the audio. But they'll remove the audio for the whole
Yeah,
video.
yep.
So even the parts that didn't have the
It's
song, it's
muted.
just
There's no
completely
point in the
muted. So
video.
you have to
Yeah.
completely take it down.
This we say is we
Go in
stream live on
software,
YouTube.
Edit.
Right.
Hey,
we love you.
We
YouTube.
love
we
you,
love
YouTube.
you,
You
YouTube.
still have my video up there, so
I know I got 2 YouTube.
Oh my
channels.
gosh, I am so shocked that it's still up.
yeah.
I just knew in a few days. I was like, when I got to see it, I'm like, I got
The one
to
I just
see
watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, they're gonna take it down. I was like, they're gonna blank it out. Something's gonna happen. I
Right.
think I watched it like 30 times. I'm like,
Was it because of the
I'm like,
song?
it's still
Was that
there.
your
Yeah, the
concern?
song. Yeah, but I made sure that I put both. I
Yeah.
did not use this
Yeah.
like, with copyright infringement.
you can,
like,
but sometimes you can do that and they will
they'll still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know. It was a luck of the draw that I still have it
Yeah.
up there. It's pretty crazy.
Now
Yeah.
we're actually going to get to the closet eventually.
Okay.
But how did you guys get into dance?
Oh, you want to start?
Sure. Both my parents are musicians, and they used to own their own theater company together. So when I was like a baby, they would put me in productions like as a baby, like hold me on
Wow.
stage. So then I just slowly moved into dance. Like they started me in ballet when I was like 3, and it just kick-started from there. I was a nutcracker, like every little girl's fantasy and all of that. And then I just slowly became more versatile. I also do Polynesian dance, if anyone knows Hawaiian,
Yes.
hula.
Mhm.
So it just keeps on broadening, like I said, and
You have
pretty
a
much
favorite?
everything. It's probably a mix between, pretty equal between ballet and modern,
Nice.
She's a kick-ass
which
modern
everyone's like,
dancer.
what the hell is
Yeah.
modern? And it's
Yeah.
basically...
I was gonna say I'm green. I am
Everyone
green
thinks
to the
it's like
dance world.
interpretive dance, like in the movies when they do cheesy scenes of like people in unitards doing interpretive dance, but it basically is
Yeah.
that. It's just like the most abstract thing you
Right.
can think
you,
of.
You heard
Gotcha.
of Momix?
I
Like
can't say
they
that I have.
make like sculptures, weird stuff with their bodies, like, and it can be like a car or something.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
It's something similar. Like that's more
Yeah,
the new age
That would
stuff.
be
Mhm.
like
modern,
an example, I guess, of modern.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she kicks ass. It's pretty crazy.
She
But-
kicks ass.
I
Nat
started.
needs a shirt that says that.
Nah, I wish. Like, I look up to her, honestly. Like,
Oh, no.
it's crazy because I started actually dancing super late in the game. I started when I was 17. But before then, like, I grew up, like, in, like, I want to say the hood, but, like, you know, just being in Latino black culture,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
you know, you're always influenced by pop culture, especially with millennials. Like,
Mhm.
I was always looking up to Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, things like that. So I would always be kind of doing my own thing, but I didn't get into the studio life up until like when I was 17. I auditioned for a hip hop company, and then from there, it just kind of stemmed out.
What took you to that point? What made you say, you know what, I'm
gonna
go
dance.
audition? Yeah.
A friend of mine actually, I was in physics class, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to come for this company? You're always dancing in school or whatever." And I was like, "I don't think I'm good enough for that." She's like, "No, you are. Go." And I'm like, "Okay." So she just drugged me along, and it kind of stuck with me since. And I was just like,
Nice.
fell in love with it. And you know, from there, I actually I went to TCC, and then I found modern dance because that was the only class available at the moment. Then I fell in love with that, and then went to ODU, and then that's how we met.
Yeah.
And then just kind of went from there. And
And
dabble
actually,
in
my
things.
other degree is vocal music performance. Please don't ask me to sing on this show. I'm too nervous.
Too late.
Too late.
But
You've already volunteered.
See, I'm not. I promise I won't. But
okay.
I can't.
and it was
Speak for him.
and then I was a dance minor, and then I was like, oh, I'm not going to use that. I'm just gonna, so I have a minor and I have something else to do, and then it completely 180'd. I made vocal music my minor and dance full time now. So
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. Now, I've been blessed to see Nat dance quite a few times. Notice I say blessed because Nat is a beast. I ain't gonna front. I'm not even gonna front. Nat is a
Thank you.
beast. How did it feel to go from doing a more urban style to being in a structured studio setting?
It was like foreign territory. Like anything new that you do, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be like figuring out like, do I fit in? And you know, that stigma didn't really stick long, just because I was like, I fell in love with dance so much, and I'm always that type of person that will always reach out to endless possibilities. So being in that environment and kind of being also blessed and feeling like I had the privilege to be there, and having the opportunity where people were so positive with what we were doing, it kind of was easy transition to do that. It was more intimidating when I actually went to ODU, just because I knew of the standard that they upheld, and how serious certain things were when it came to representing at a collegiate level your university, or going to different areas, and people ask, oh, like, where do you dance? I'm like, yeah, I dance at ODU, and I did this and that, but then that kind of made me feel like I needed to work harder, because I see people like Maddie, and I'm like, damn, like I wish I could hold a handstand for like 5 minutes, like, and not feel winded or anything, It just made me want to just be that positive person that I am, just keep working. So yeah.
Okay. Now, Maddie, with you being a trained prodigy, if you will,
Totally
from childhood, how does it feel when you actually interact with more urban style dancers?
I was surprised when I met Natalia. I think she doesn't give herself enough credit. I think she's also a good modern dancer.
She doesn't at all.
And I just think that's a great thing to be able to be versatile and learn from other people. And I had the chance to be in a couple of her pieces that were a little bit more urban or hip hop, which was newer to me. I am kind of white. It is a little bit difficult for me to get down as much as maybe some of the others, but it was a great experience getting to learn different styles, especially with people, your peers collaborating. It's so great. Like that's how this whole video came to be. Almost kind of like, like she just called me up one day, like, let's make a video, and then here we are having an interview about it. It's crazy that it's come to that point. Yeah. So,
it's weird because we always, especially out of you, just never thought that we would impact people. Like we did pieces and stuff, and we wanted to send a message across. But we didn't think it'd be until this point. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So y'all trying to skip ahead. I'm not gonna let that happen though.
Okay,
sorry.
Were you trying to hold off on the video talk?
I'm trying to hold off on that.
Let the people know.
Yeah, I really, because that's one of the purposes of the show. We want people to know the people behind the art form.
Yeah.
And he hosts it at the venue. I host at Arts Out Loud.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we really feel like is important, especially when it comes to dance, because people see your work, but they don't really know you.
Right.
And I think the average person, unless you watch So You Think You Can Dance, you really don't get to know the passion behind the movements. Right. You don't get to know that heart and soul,
especially with
it.
good dancers that make it look so easy. You get caught up in the performance, and it's very easy to completely ignore the months and months of preparation for that 3-minute routine.
Yeah, you're very right about that. It's one of those things where people are like, oh, I can do that too, and you're like, okay, well then go ahead, do it. See if you really can put the amount of training that we have towards putting something that's 5 minutes on stage that took 5-6 months to put together.
Especially in the entertainment world. Like I work for an entertainment company in Virginia Beach, Magical Solutions Incorporated. They have like
shout out to Magical Solutions.
Yeah, their hashtag, throw that in there. And clients will call and be like, yeah, I want like a 15-minute dance, 70s themed. I want 5 guys, 5 girls. Like, where the hell do you even find 5 guys, first of all, that like to do 70s funk? And I want it in a couple weeks. And we're like, 15 minutes? I was like, do you know how long it took us, like to choreograph, and then just not even, and then the rehearsal time to do like 1 minute? How long? Like,
it takes
hours.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But somehow we did actually do that gig. It was like a 15-minute, of course, 70s. A little
so
bit.
that was a real thing.
And then that happened. Wow. So, sorry.
So whoever ordered the 15 minutes of 70s funk, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. They did that out of the kindness and their love for dance.
I'm saying.
I mean, there were crazy lifts in there and everything too.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine with having to do 15 minutes, you got to keep it fresh. Nobody wants to.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because it's a difference where you kind of do it, and it could be like an hour-long piece at times where people go to MoMA or something, and it's all for the art. But when someone demands it, it's like, dude, you're putting a lot of pressure on us. It's pretty crazy. But
yeah, that's. You threw me off my game.
I'm sorry about that.
We're trying to be all coy, like we're not being watched on YouTube. Y'all saw him.
I don't care.
It was time checked. We
I
have
was late,
a show
Adam.
that we have to
do.
There's time restraints. He was showing me what time it was because this is about the time we're supposed to go to a song.
I just realized right now that we're being filmed also.
I saw the camera.
We're broadcasting live on YouTube.
I didn't know
Which
that.
is why we apologize to YouTube earlier for our despairing comments.
We love you. We swear. Can you pay us something?
YouTube, you bitch, you.
He told me it was something about my stage presence. I say this is the presence of God overpowering my demons. So when I open my mouth, I'm speaking blessings. Recite messages I receive from God. It's disguised and call it poetry for you don't think I'm religious. I'm just spiritual, there's a difference. This is bigger than religion. My words couldn't depict my visions. If you only see what you vision, then you're limiting the experience of life's journey. Sometimes you have to forget about the worries and just go. And I know nothing beats home, but sometimes you have to get out that comfort zone. to explore, live, and learn. Then don't forget to teach. See, I speak with hunger, but my heart's rich. I put my heart in this with a hand out and an ear to listen. Cause we can understand without trashing another person's opinion. It doesn't matter what lifestyle you're living, whether new school or tradition. Appreciate what's given is good, but also give. And giving could be something simple as smiling. Smile, smile, smile the next time you cross paths with the person on your way to class. And laugh, laugh as hard as you can, for others can laugh with you. Mama always told me laughing is good for the soul and to be a part of the whole. But we can't be a part of anything if we can't even say a simple hello. And now's the best opportunity. Ciao, come stai? Mi nome è Marco. Hello, how you doing? My name is Marco. If you never knew me, culture, love, and peace all rolled in one, with many great more things to come. Live what you feel and display. This is the day. This is my prayer. This is music theory. Peace. You hear me?
Starts with the word, and I think the highest evolution of poetry is that which is exemplified through a person's life or experiences, and a person's character is the truest form of poetry in my mind. Thank you.
Back in just to see
And we're back.
Yeah.
What's going on, Internet? You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on Radio F Radio. And we are here with Natalia and Maddie, and we are talking all things dance. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. It's been a great conversation.
And
so
if
far.
you got any questions or comments for either one of them, just give us a call, 757
848
5920.
Yes, that's you did it. You remembered it.
Right. I've been
Proud of
practicing.
you. That's probably the first time you got through the phone.
That's right.
number. We've only been doing this since March. I mean,
I know,
hey.
right? Just as like crap, he's learning.
Yeah.
He's evolving.
And speaking of evolving, the station is evolving.
Yes.
And we are now fully non-profit.
Yeah.
Justin,
Take
would you
that,
like to tell them
George
a little
Bush.
bit more about that?
Well, there's an ton of paperwork yet to do before we're officially
Ah.
nonprofit.
Well-
but we've made the decision that we're gonna go 501(c),
501c3.
501c3, nonprofit status. We're a community station, and we want to be that. We want to be listener supported. So that's the route we're gonna go.
We're like the PBS.
Yeah, man.
I
Oh.
can't.
Hold on, does that make me Mr. Snuffleupagus? If that is...
You said it, not me.
Yeah, as long as I can be Oscar. the
Hey,
Grouch, I'm-
bird!
I think there's a lot of Oscar the Grouches here.
Yeah, it depends
Matt.
on what time of day you talk to me. I range anywhere between Oscar the Grouch and Count.
Oh, I'm the same way.
If you'd have said Elmo, I'd have been through.
I have my Elmo moments.
It's true. When George comes in, like he's like, "Hey, Justin," I'm like, "Hey, man, so it must be 7:30," and he goes, 5, 6, 7:30. I'm like, oh, okay.
So how does that affect our Patreon?
All right, so we're making the full-on switch. The content's going to be 100% free now. So the day after, you can go to patreon.com. You can listen to all the shows for free. We're still going to be putting them out the same way. Just now you don't have to pay for them. The dollar now gets you a thank you, basically, both written and verbal. We're going to do a Facebook cover photo, a Twitter
you have
cover.
to pay for our thanks and appreciation.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you just brought up PBS, but
We're like
you
the
know,
think thoughts.
You know how like at the beginning of the shows they go, "We'll thank you for pledging and blah 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 whatever." Like right at the beginning, the
Yeah.
Arthur Vines Foundation. So it's gonna be kind of like that. Only it's gonna be all our
Yeah.
patrons.
Yeah.
And we're gonna come up with a couple different levels. like
Which, all jokes
t-shirts.
aside, we are remarkably
Yeah,
thankful
for real.
all
definitely.
of you.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like 34, 35 people right now.
That's
and I mean,
nice.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I feel like doing this will get more people listening to the shows, and in turn, people might be willing to come off $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So things are taking place.
$20 to
Things
get you
are
breakfast with
taking-
Morgan Freeman.
That's true.
I can't.
That's absolutely true. I paid my $20. He was delightful. So, we are here with our two lovely dancers. Let's get back to this show. So, where were we before the break? What were we talking about? You still want to hold off on the video talk?
Yeah, I'm still
we
holding
We're not
off.
going to
That's
lift the
fine.
gag order yet?
Still
All
holding
good.
off on that.
Fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we could repeat the number one more time because
Good
I got
idea.
a text saying that he couldn't write it down fast enough. So
All right.
to
The phone
call.
number to call in and join our conversation is 757 848 5920. One more time. That is 757 848 5920.
1, 2, 3,
It's a
4,
2-hour
5,
show.
6,
I can
7, 8,
take
9,
my
10,
time if I
11,
want to.
12.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a jingle after.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Call now. So, now I mentioned so you think you can dance earlier.
Right.
How do you guys feel? You ever watch the show?
Oh,
You ever watch it?
I
That is
have.
a good question.
a long
How do you
time ago.
How do you feel about it?
How do you feel about these dance reality shows in general?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well-
that's my pretty much that's
And
my
not
question.
even dance ones too, like The Voice, American Idol, all
Right.
of those.
Mhm.
I always had some animosity towards it,
Oh, that's
to
right.
be
You're
honest.
on the trifecta. I'm sorry.
She
No.
is.
Yeah,
It's
because
awesome.
my dad and my mom too. She's an ex-opera singer, and we would watch these shows and be like, yeah, they're pretty good, but they'd still go, sharp and flat. Watching them sing, which everyone's human, that's normal, whatever. But there are thousands of people that are better than
Yeah.
the people that win those shows. They're just undiscovered. And
Yeah.
obviously I'm being biased, but even my parents, I'd be like, my dad could out sing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
person, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Right.
but it was true, and so I think So You Think You Can Dance, like there's still a lot of amazingly talented
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just in general, I'm not the person that I get really sucked into like celebrities and like the
Yeah.
fame and like throwing all the money into it. I'm like, let's all just
Yeah.
dance and make art
And ultimately,
whatever.
they're putting together a show. In
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
sense of the word.
Mhm.
So the people who advance to the following rounds are the ones that are going to keep people watching, not
Yeah.
necessarily the ones with the most talent.
And
Right.
yeah, and not even on TV, dance is still pretty political anywhere you
is,
go
yeah.
to. It's
And
not all talent based.
Especially because now it's one of those things where everything that is in the media or whatever the case may be is what's going to get the most views and the most hits.
Yeah,
And then once that
exactly.
happens, you know, you bring those people into your show, and then
Mhm.
they have to have traffic for their social media, and then they get pushed to do these things. It's like unnecessary pressures, I feel like, and that's kind of what made me kind of stop watching it in general. It's just because when it comes to all of that, it's just at the end of the day, it's taken away from the art. You know, it's taken away from the actual reason why you made the show in the first place. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I feel the same way. It's just like there's so many people out there wanting to voice their opinion, which is awesome. And they're not necessarily given that opportunity just because
Yeah.
they don't look good enough, or you know.
Yeah, and even the filming, this is probably a thing people don't think about, but the filming bothers me the way that they do it, because they like cut it and slice it, and you miss like a bunch of really cool moves because the people filming it obviously don't know how to film. Like
Right.
dance just really needs to be like just
Yeah.
a camera,
Yeah.
Yes.
and you just
That's
watch
it.
it like it's live or something.
Yeah.
Because they like cut off, or they go to show the audience or the judges
Yeah.
reactions for so long. It's like I
Yeah.
can't even see the dance.
You
So
can't.
it's a
Or
little
it's like it's
frustrating.
it's cut like really weird, because there's even like if you do a video like how we did, there's a way to cut it in a way to where you point out the highlights.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like shows like that kind of miss all of that. She hit it on the nose. They show the audience or the judges, and you miss the entire piece, and it could have been something great that held you in even better. You
Yeah.
know, just from it. Yeah, it's crappy filming. But
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I pretty much watched the first 2 seasons of So You Think You Can Dance.
Yeah.
I think the last one that actually sucked me in was when they had Street versus Studio, something like that. That kind of drew me in because I wanted to see what the street performers were going to bring to the mix.
Right.
That was why I watched that. But oftentimes I'll go on YouTube and I'll see videos. Like, of course, it's like, I know as soon as a popular song pops up, like Panda, everybody did a freaking Panda video, and it's like all the moves were the same.
Yeah.
And it was so annoying. And I get, because I jokingly call myself a panda, and it's like every time a panda video got put on YouTube, somebody was inboxing it
Yeah.
to me. And I'm like, dude, this.
Or like Cha Cha.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, this
Cha-Cha's another one.
looks just like the same video that you just sent me, but 2 other people.
I'm
are-
not sure what the whole panda thing is. I may have
don't
been
either.
fortunately missed by this
Don't
little
feel bad.
nugget of
Yeah, don't feel bad.
internet.
Yeah.
What is it? Are we talking about designer song panda?
Designer
Designer
song
song
panda.
Panda.
Oh,
and
then I
people
didn't
were
get
just,
missed.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
and,
what
and
a-
people were doing dance routines to it, and it looked like the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
stop.
trends. It's all trends at the end of the day.
What
You s-
about ABDC? Do you like watching that? America's Best
I
Dance Crew?
did. I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Does that still even come on?
No, it's
I don't
off
know.
now.
I liked that.
Yeah, I did.
I
I
did. I
actually
enjoyed that too,
met a lot
actually.
of great people that were on ABDC.
Oh, no kidding.
Just because the community's so small. Like,
Yeah.
The world is small as it is. But
Yeah.
they told me about their experiences, and, you know, it's just like So You Think You Can Dance and things like that. You know, MTV pushes it to a certain level. And but the overall experience with dancing, like, I love the most about that. Just seeing, like, Kinjas, or seeing, you know, So Real, or it just all these different crews that really kind of brought the millennial generation into this new YouTube area and phase where they can really express their art.
Yeah.
Like people like Brian Post, Mike Song, all like a whole bunch of people I can name. I can go on and on forever, but you know, they brought this whole new venue because of ABDC, which I thought was super cool. Like I loved ABDC.
Now, you were able to name a couple of people and actually a couple of crews.
Yeah.
Do you think that people sleep on or just unaware of the dance culture in here in this area?
I feel like they kind of sleep on it with with hip hop.
What does that lingo mean? Sleep on it.
Sleep on, like.
I don't know.
I got this one, guys.
Yes, do it.
Sleep on it is a colloquial expression.
Can you use it in a
Colloquial.
sentence? No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
Actually, I can. Although he was remarkably talented, he was slept on by the arts community. Basically meaning not given their just due.
Okay.
Kind of flew under the radar. One of those actors or musicians or whatever that's really, really good, and nobody ever mentions them in the conversation.
Yeah,
Right.
that's how I feel people treat Christopher Walken.
I feel like since DMV, it's not a major hub, unlike Atlanta or New York for dancers, because obviously that's where TV is filmed the most.
Yeah.
A lot of great people come out here, which is great because they represent in LA, New York, Miami, Paris, London, wherever they go. But I feel like with the foundation as a whole, I feel like we are getting slept on a little bit, and people aren't taking the arts community in general as seriously as we want it to be. But I feel like it's just like it's a slow moving effect though, because now you're seeing new things happening in Virginia Beach and Norfolk where they have now wall art everywhere.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen when I grew up here.
I think we're definitely taking cues from Richmond.
Yeah,
on that.
definitely.
And in the arts thing.
Yeah.
Period. Norfolk more so than Virginia Beach, but I think Virginia Beach is slowly starting.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that way. And with the community in general, there was a lot of changes. Like there was a workshop series, Kodachrome. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. They went on for a couple years and then it died out. They moved on to different things, and that was the big thing that actually brought us together, in which we actually linked up with Movement Lifestyle in LA, and things started happening there, and that's how I actually made connections with people I now know over there in the West Coast. So I wish it would still be there because I feel like it was so influential and impactful to people. Like even I taught a workshop, and the week before I broke my leg, and it was pretty crazy just because like they took away from my class. You know, people were there to be inspired and motivated and you know, work towards their craft, and which was awesome. I feel like things like that are happening, but in small pockets, you know, in different areas, and I wish it would happen more. Yeah.
I feel like I had a conversation with my boyfriend about this the other day, that it also has to do with, not that I'm going to go into a dance history lesson or anything, but like our country as a whole, they're super behind because, you know, Paris or Europe in general, the arts have just been there a lot longer.
Yeah.
So even, you know, people are still wanting to like cut arts in public schools and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? People are still trying to do that. And it's like, sports. We've just kind of always leaned more that way, and it's just a priority thing that I think like eventually arts will be more of a priority, but they're just not right now.
Yeah.
And so.
Because that requires creativity, and our government doesn't believe in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, I asked you earlier, what was it like to go from the urban scene to the studio scene? What is it like now to know how you started, to now you have people wanting you to do choreography for them? How does that feel?
It's super humbling. Like, I know I don't give myself credit because I really do. But it's just one of those things where, because I always want to grow, like, but it's not in a bad way. Like, I always want to, I give myself where the credit is due, but I just keep moving forward to say, okay, how can I make what I've already done now? How can I expand it, and how can I move forward with going and getting to the goal that I want to in dance, which was being at that Fred Astaire level, you know, and you know, changing the game. Because not only, like, for example, with him, did he move beautifully, he actually helped with Dancers Alliance and things like that, and other people who were of his time as well actually helped out with dancers in the industry getting treated as equals. So I think that's a part of the reason for why I now independently am doing things and really kind of voicing my opinion, because I gained so much more knowledge from it, and you know, I know how people work because I'm a psychology major too. So I graduated in psychology. Yeah, psychology, it comes with a warning label. Like, pretty crazy. But yeah, just knowing how people work and just people in general and who they are, how you develop relationships with them. It definitely helped me take into account like being positive and moving towards the next step in dance and in life in general too. And that's just overall, I guess, the hippie version of being happy. So
Having come into dance so late, did you feel like you were at a disadvantage?
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Because I look at people like her that have been dancing their whole lives and they're like super flexible and things like that. But at the same time, it's like, you put your work in and if you work your ass off, you're going to get up to that same standard that they're at too.
Was that your motivation?
Yeah,
was to keep
for
going?
sure.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, it was
you
all
make
in
me
good
feel
light.
like I need to be better than I am since I've been doing it longer.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, crap,
No,
maybe
not
I'm
at all.
step my game up, I guess.
No, not at all. I think it's just because like, and I know you can agree, all can agree with this in your own way. Everybody has their own niche and everybody has their own style, and that's what they're powerful at, and I wasn't good at modern beforehand, and then when I saw people like Maddie and shout outs to Eli and everybody else over at ODU, but when I saw them and I saw how they moved, I'm like, damn, I need to expand my mind more. Like I need to really like figure out what's keeping me back from really going forward and putting the time in like they did, because they would stay back sometimes and just kind of chill and hang out and dance and or they would go and invest their time into training or whatever the case may be. And I was always that type of person that had my plate full as it was. Like, so I never got the time to hang out and do things for me versus other people. And now I get to do that more often. So it's only like put more color on my palette,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice. Nice. So we're going to go and kick it to a break.
Cool.
We'll come back at the top of the hour with more chocolate milk and waffles.
Yeah.
Cool.
Won't you come and play? Hey, you found a happy place. It's a game show. That's right, a radio game show where we can have a few laughs as the contestants battle for the big or not so big prize. It's an adult show, guys. Our first episode is Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on radiofradio.com.
Adolani said WDMF.
Hey, it's Justin from Deprogrammed. Do you like to talk about your favorite bands with your friends? Yeah, well, me too. Tune in every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. to hear us do just that. Only on our station, Radio Free Radio, radiofradio.com.
Hey y'all, this is Ronnie Dale Martin Jr. and I gotta tell you, man, this Radio Free Radio thing is quite awesome. And since I spent all my money on steering wheel covers and Marlboros, I need you guys to donate $1 over at the Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1. On radiofradio.com.
Did you know that Radio Free Radio has over 100 videos on their YouTube channel? It's true. Check it out. Go to YouTube and type Radio Free Radio, all one word, into the search bar and click subscribe.
Hey guys, Matt and Justin here. Do you like things that are funny? Do you like music? Do you like talk? Well, we've got it all on Good Morning You Drunks.
How do you feel about double middle fingers?
I don't like them, but I will accept them.
Oh, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Good Morning You Drunks, only on our station, Radio Free Radio, radiofradio.com.
We promise we're not going to give you double middle fingers.
radiofradio.com.
It's fine. It's alright. It takes time to get used to life when the sun goes down and your friends are drunk or they're not around. Hold on. We've got time to kill. to life when the sun goes down and your friends are drunk or they're not around. Hold on, we've got time to kill. 10 moments. It's some resolution to a lonely life when the end is near but still out of sight. And I could never see your eyes 'cause they're inside your head. Lids of lead. Open up, I'd like to come inside. I'd like to hear you sing of broken things. I've heard it said forgiveness is a luxury. What do I have to do for you to say you've forgiven me? I'm ready to say goodnight. Once you've forgiven me, I'm ready to let it die. Once you've forgiven me, and I could never see your eyes 'cause they're inside your head. Lids of lead. Open up, I'd like to come inside. I'd like to hear you sing of broken things. Oh no, no.
Take 16.
It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's get it on. Who are these guys? It's my theme music. Every good hero should have some.
Hey, welcome in, here on Radio for Radio, go tell a friend. Where Terrell and George at, bring them in. We got so many things to talk about, so let's begin. Putting the highlight on local life on Thursdays, 8 at night. Hope you feeling alright, 'cause tonight we gon' get you right, yeah, show you right. We gon' laugh, joke, talk, rinse, repeat. We gon' keep it real chill, plus get deep. Ain't no topic off limits, no knock off the gimmick. 10 times out of 9, you'll be fine when we finish. We get talented, hard to get artists to target that audience. Talk accomplishments of those who get no acknowledgement. The studio be hot in the summertime, studio be cold in the winter. And though the chair a bit dusty, it be a throne we enter. Have a seat with us, chocolate milk and waffles, come and eat with us. 2 whole hours, turn your speakers up. And before we get it started, just repeat it thus. It's old chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah. It's the chocolate milk and waffle show. Yeah. We got George, we got Terrell, we got milk, that's chocolate. We got beautiful buttery waffles, just the way your mama used to make them.
Crazy, crazy, crazy show. That's what it is. Okay, whatever. I can't.
Are we back?
I want to know what happened.
Me too. I'm on the same side of the table you guys are.
There's like some slime right here, and I stuck my finger and was like, and I just wiped it on Justin.
And that's how you come back from a break.
Right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Internet. You, unless you've turned your radio off by now, you are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffles show on Radio F Radio.
.com.
Or you might be watching on the mighty, mighty YouTube.
We love you,
We're
YouTube.
so cool? All right.
Google is the new Jesus.
I was going to say something. I'll just keep my mouth shut. All right. So we are here with Natalia and Maddie. Can we talk about the
Yes,
video
we can.
now?
We can do that now.
Yeah, he's been itching so
Guys,
bad.
I just
to
watched
talk
the
about
video
it.
right before we went on
Yeah, it's
air.
nice and
Yes.
fresh in your mind. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it is still fresh in my mind. So let's talk about the video. It's called The Closet.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, what made you decide that you wanted to put together a video project?
Okay, so I guess, well, going back, I did LGBT panels at ODU.
Okay.
So what happened was speaking on how I came out to people and my life at ODU and jobs and things like that, we would speak to faculty and staff about how if somebody came up to them and they were in a situation where they were coming out, or if they were in a situation where police had to be brought in and get counseling or whatever, how to handle it. And going over time with these panels for about like a year and a half or so, and it was directed by Joe Ritchie. He actually works at ODU. Shout out to him. So, yeah, she knows Joe.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, because my mom, she teaches at ODU voice faculty, and said he plays for a lot of the students, voice students, and he was like, "Oh, Maddie and Natalia are so great," and I was like, "He saw that video? It's crazy. Small world." Anyway, go ahead.
But so doing these panels and actually being impacted by what happened in Orlando. I wanted to do something like this for a while before that happened, but this kind of just added to it. Unfortunately, with that event, that was it shook me. Like, I was literally speechless for days, and that was the only way that I could communicate how I felt. So I actually started a small project called The Spectrum, in which it touches on LGBT relationships issues, and it just goes everywhere. It doesn't have to just be like a lesbian couple or a gay couple. You know, I want to touch on everything.
The spectrum.
Yeah, the spectrum. Yeah. Exactly. So my first initial thought process was, okay, like, how do I go about this? And I took my own personal life experience with coming out, because that's where you start. Like, you try to figure out who you are and what you're going to do and what you're going to say to people and how it's going to react, or how they're going to react to who you are and what they say or what you say to them, and if it changes your relationships, all these what ifs. And the only person that I can think of was Maddie for it. And I don't know, I have these weird little blips sometimes where I think of a project that I do and I can only see that person doing it, you know? So the song, which is awesome, if you haven't heard it yet, it spoke out to me because it was so haunting. But it spoke, like, it just made a ripple effect, you know.
What's the name of the song?
I just had a brain fart just now.
It's the band Amber Run is the name of the band. It's called I Found.
Yeah. Okay. And it's about, like, from what they interpreted, finding a love, right? Somebody that you love very much. But when I interpreted it, it was finding yourself. And finding who you are and your relationship with yourself, and then your relationships with other people mirroring how you feel about you. So when you hear it, like, and I wanted to make sure I matched the movement with the song itself. I wanted to make sure there was, like, just any kind of story, a rising action, the, like, climax and ending resolution, pretty much with just the basics. But I wanted to be as clear as possible without having any kind of stress, because I feel like when it comes to choreography, people get too into the wording or this instrument sounding here, and I have to match that in some way, shape, or form. And I was like, dude, I'm just going for the feeling. That's it, you know. And then there's choreographed parts in it in which we collaborated on, but there's also improv piece. And people tell me, like, they know exactly where the improv piece is, but they're like, how do you do that so well? And I'm like, I don't know. We just felt the movement. We just went with it.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage knowing each other for a long time, because we danced together for years. Like, when you trust someone, then you can do all these lifts that you don't normally, like, I'm not just going to, like, hey, George, trust fall, and, like, fall on
Oh, you don't want to do that. You will hurt yourself.
So, and also having, like, a friendship, too, on top of, like, a dance relationship. It was, like, we just kind of flow, and, you know, being, like, I don't know what the word is, a developed artist, it's also easier to just kind of do that. Like, I'm just going to let myself go and just see, like, what happens. And we only did one take of that, and that's the take we used.
No way.
Yeah, it was one take.
Whoa.
She was like, well, Matt, probably going to try this a couple times. And then we watched it, and we are like, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So, and there's, like, you can never repeat that ever again in the...
Yeah, not at all.
And that exact movement.
We actually did.
It's really magical.
Yeah, and we did actually just one rehearsal, and then we did a cleanup of that rehearsal, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we were surprised by it too.
It was like one 4-hour rehearsal one day, and then the next day we filmed it for like 4 hours.
I was sold on a teaser. You knew that already.
Yeah.
Like the teaser had me sold, and I think that, as a matter of fact, I booked you guys just based on the teaser.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
oh, you had them on AOL?
On AOL? Yes.
Arts Out Loud.
Yeah, I'm like America Online. What?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm old. Leave me alone. But when I saw the teaser, I hit Natty up and I was like, yo, I got to get you guys before Jimmy Kimmel gets you. Because I don't know if you guys, you may have an idea of because of what you wanted to do, but I don't think you guys are going to fathom what's really going to come from this. It's going to be a lot coming from it because George and I, being poets, we're used to verbally being open,
Right.
being vulnerable for a few moments on stage. But without me knowing Maddie, I could see the trust in the dance.
Yeah.
But with me knowing Natalia, I saw her vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is someone I love from my heart, sharing her story with people. And I'm just like, when I finally got to see it, I'm just like, yo, just looking at it. How did it feel to be that vulnerable, to put it out there to people?
I was scared as shit, to be honest.
Was that the intention from the beginning, was to film it and put it out, or did you just kind of want to get this off your chest? And
Kind of a mixture of both.
Okay.
I wanted to film it and get it out because though the LGBT community it's a lot more accepting when people come out, there's still a lot going on with people, like when it comes to bullying and kids especially, because I came out when I was 16. I'm now 24, and even when I was in high school there wasn't a lot of people who came out. And you had to be bold to do that, and you had to stand your ground and make sure like you weren't gonna take shit from nobody, you know. So I did it for that reason, you know, because there's people who are looking up to like your older LGBT brothers and sisters for advice, and you know, I wanted to somehow put this project out to make sure that if you didn't understand, you can relate in some way to know what we're going through as people in the LGBT community, because we're seen as minorities, you know, on top of being Hispanics. That's another thing too. But yeah, never knew, right? But yeah, so it was a mixture of both, honestly. Just I didn't care for the views, honestly. I just cared for the message.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, she felt the same way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I dance, I don't know, I'm like a weird human because every time you do live performance, it is like you can mess up. So many things can happen. It is kind of like you're always vulnerable when you're doing live performance. And even with that too, the camera is a little bit intimidating. But yeah, I don't like feeling vulnerable. Yet this is my profession. I don't know how I do it. It's like an internal struggle every time I dance, I guess, when I go out on stage.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like people who are like super shy, but then they love to like act, I guess, because they get to be something else. It's kind of like the same way, like it is you doing it, but it's not all of you, but you're all in it.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's hard to explain.
No, I don't think it's altogether different from performance poetry. It's
But I'm
that
just saying, it's
feeling.
like because I was just vocal.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. The key difference is
Right.
But
as far as vulnerability and the comfort of that,
Yeah.
I still get nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been performing on stages as long as I can really remember. I've been doing spoken word for about 4 years now. I still get nervous. I get up there and it's
That's what my dad said. I was like, is that ever gonna end? When I was like in high school performing, I was like, do you still get nervous, Dad? And he was, he's like 48 now or something, and he was like, if you're ever not nervous, it means you don't care. And he said, I'm always nervous every time still.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, if you're not nervous, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
That's when you're just too cocky.
Yeah, and it was funny because we were super nervous with just filming. Like, if I pulled my laptop out, there's so many blooper reels in there that's just like having nervous laughs and taking like there's so many times we did that, and that was just in a room with her and I, a friend of ours who filmed it, Eli. My girlfriend Skylar was there, and
was there a giraffe in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a giraffe
Beverly.
in the room.
Yeah, Beverly, a student, just like a little sister.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even because like my girlfriend was in there. She supports our art for 100%.
Yeah.
I think it was just because of how impactful that message was and how we were gonna put it out. Because I even asked my family like to make sure if it was okay, just in case, because I didn't know what attention it would bring, whether if it was positive or negative. You know. So.
But your family loves you.
Oh
yo.
yeah, I love my
Your
family
is like, I want them to adopt me. Like, raised me for the rest of. They're just so loving.
Yeah,
now that's why I really wish Sky was here, at least call in, because I really want to hear how she reacted to this.
Yeah.
I really would love
to
know.
Call her.
Yeah, call Sky. Tell her to call in.
Yeah.
How did your parents feel after watching it, Maddie?
Oh,
so with them being professionals,
we're gonna get into
and
that
so,
because
yeah.
I'm super privileged because my dad's gay.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out to him when I had a girlfriend was like no issue. He was like, okay, and then I was like, that's it. I was like, I was really nervous to tell you, and he was like, yeah, what? And so, yeah, my mom saw it. She loved it. They're obviously a very artsy people, so they're supportive of everything I do, even if they don't understand dance as much. So, yeah, they loved it a lot. But we've had, I got nervous actually about her girlfriend because we've had not an issue before, but like with my girlfriend, we did a duet with Natalia, and it was very like, a little bit handsy, and it was like, we're all friends and we're all performers, but we're all our girlfriends are all dancing with each other.
And I told her, I was like, dude,
I was
you
like,
got nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
like,
well, I was like, I hope Skylar doesn't mind because it's not like it's a love duet between us, but it's still very intense and like an intimate relationship.
Very charged.
Yeah. And it's funny because like we even said it, because obviously there's a bed in the piece. And I wanted to make sure that bed wasn't sexualized whatsoever.
Yeah.
And
I noticed that. I noticed that, and I was like,
the only vibe I got from the bed was discomfort.
Yeah.
The bed is made. That means it hasn't been rested in. At least that's what I get from it.
Yeah.
And there's the only actions that take place are angst on that bed. There's nothing but tension in that bed.
Yeah.
It comes across really well. You told the story. Actually, we are at a slight disadvantage being that it is radio and people can't see the video.
Yeah.
Where can people find the video before we even move on to continuing to talk about it?
Yeah, sorry about it. It's on my YouTube.
No, not at all.
So you look up on my YouTube, just type in my name, Natalia Ramos, and you can type in The Closet too. I'm sure if you type in Amber Run, I found The Closet, it will pop up. And it's all public, so it'll be on there, so you can look up on YouTube.
Definitely check that out, and it probably will be on my YouTube, on my Facebook wall before the end of the evening.
Right.
So take us through the story. It opens up. Never mind. Hold that thought. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Sky!
Hey, babe.
Hi.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hey, Sky's Terrell.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm good.
I was the one that really wanted to talk to you. I wanted to know. Yes, me. You know I have issues. What was your initial reaction upon watching The Closet?
Well, actually, when I first watched it, I think they were still rehearsing, so I was just kind of like off to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But even when they were just rehearsing, it really was just like one of the most amazing things I've ever watched. And it was really just inspirational, especially for me being a part of the LGBT community. It was just absolutely awesome to see something like that, because there's really nothing else like it.
No.
So yeah, it was awesome when I first watched it, and every time I watch it, I still get goosebumps.
Word. So Maddie was worried about you attacking her. What's up with that?
Wait, what?
No. Just respect thing. I was like, I hope she doesn't mind. It is a very intense topic, and it was for both of us to be dancing in it. It's very, like George said, charged, and I didn't think you'd actually have a problem. I was just like, I hope she's...
Terrell's exaggerating when he
she's
says
good.
attacking.
Oh, no, I don't care at all. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah, Sky's a sweetheart. She wouldn't cut your throat.
No, what?
Sky is a sweetheart.
She is.
Okay.
But just the language.
Am I gonna need to sedate you again, Terrell? Do I need to break out the tranquilizers again?
Yes, do that.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, what show did I call? What's
I don't even
happening?
know what
Oh,
y'all
the thing is,
are
she
talking
knows
about.
Terrell.
That's all she
I don't
needs
even
to
know
know.
what's going on.
He's got a phone call
Hello?
coming in now. Yeah,
Really?
we're still here.
You're just gonna use your anytime minutes? Is this
I know,
anytime?
right?
No, it's
What?
trying to call me.
Did you guys just get on the air?
Oh, yeah, you're on the air.
I know that, but
She
I'm
said-
asking, did you guys just get on?
No,
the
we
air?
Oh,
just
no,
get
we've
on.
been
We've been on
like...
here since 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been live.
Well, they have. I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just calling to say hey, and I love you guys.
We love you, Sky.
Love you.
Love you, babe.
Thank you
Love
for calling.
guys. No problem.
Yeah,
Have
peace.
fun.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
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 All right. So right before our phone call, we were talking about the actual story in the video.
Yeah.
So it starts out with a couple that seems to be experiencing some difficulty in their relationship. When we were talking off air, not to give away too much about the video because I really want you to watch it, but it's, there's the tension is clear between the two characters, and then what made you make the decision to not have the characters look at each other?
Man, I think it was just the experience of coming out. You avoid so much confrontation. You know, you have so many internal struggles that you go through. Even with just when somebody has an inkling about them knowing about you and being lesbian or gay, whatever the case may be, I think that was the message that I wanted to bring across at first. And there's a little bit of irony in there too. When you see her coming out the closet, there's something specific that she's wearing that's like a token for the lesbian community.
Flannel shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some people may, some people may
What
not.
other little subtleties are there in there that you made decisions? Because that was clearly a conceptual decision.
Yeah. So there's a part where she actually starts going back into the closet. And that comes up in situations. Yeah, you had the right message.
Yeah.
So where people actually they struggle with either coming out or staying in the closet, you know, and that's kind of the big message overall with having to deal with coming out to somebody, whether you fight that internal struggle and you come out for who you are and you don't care how people accept you are who you are, or you stay within and you dig yourself into a deeper hole. And that's there's like certain subtleties, like with her going back in and I kind of turn her neck and I tell her don't do that, you know, like be who you are, you know, without having to feel ashamed about yourself, you know. What else was there? There's just other things too.
Well, just like the whole time that, you know, she told me like, I'm going to be lifting you the whole time, which I think shows like how supportive people can be, and which I'm not used to. I was like, oh no, I'm usually the lifter and not the
lifty.
Yeah. The person being lifted. So, I guess, yeah, which grows more towards the end. It becomes more of a conversation. Like I am holding you, supporting you. I think that's what the whole piece is. It's just a long conversation and the emotions that you go through in that conversation about coming out. And then at the end, you know, we've switched places. If you notice, I'm sitting down and she's got my place on the bed. So we're finally able to see the other person's perspective and be in the other person's shoes.
It's just beautiful.
Thank you.
So you have a little bit of filmmaker in you too, then.
Yeah. I didn't even know that. She did a really good job editing.
You did the editing too.
Yeah. I think that's the advantage.
Truly a labor of love, right?
Yeah, like I wanted to make sure that it just like raw footage is great, but I wanted to make sure that like when you have a full picture or something that is video, whether if it's a filter or how you zoom into something or clear up noise, you know, it stands out. And I wanted to make sure that picture was come across right away. I know I'm not a professional at it.
No, I thought it could have been the music video for the song.
Really?
Yeah.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier when you watch the shows that take away when they switch the camera angles or they don't catch those moves.
Right.
I thought when I watched the video, I really thought that gosh, I call him Hakage so much I can't even remember his real name right now. Gary. I thought Gary edited the video at first.
Yeah.
I really thought, because I'm like, this seems like something Gary would do.
Right.
The transitions were so fluid.
Thank you.
It felt like one continuous shot.
Yeah,
I was talking
exactly.
about that before the show.
Exactly. And I really have to applaud you on that.
Thank you.
Because nothing was missed.
Yeah, and I wanted to make
nothing
sure
was missed
that-
at all.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to make sure, just because it was two perspectives I made it on: the fly on the wall perspective and also that ghost perspective. So you know when you are like, and it's funny because I was just talking about the next piece I'm doing with her. Hopefully, if it goes through, but that dream state that you're in, where you almost have an outer body experience. That's exactly the way I wanted it to be. And then also with not breaking the 180 rule
Mhm.
in filming, it's like you only go to a certain extent, because if you break that rule, like unless if it's intentional, you won't get your message across the way you want it to,
Mhm.
because it's not within that same direction of way the camera's moving or whatever the case may be. So
Like the
when
field of vision.
exactly, yeah, the field of vision, yeah. So so going from the bed to the table to the closet and then the rest of the room, I wanted to make sure all points were taken and noticed,
Mhm.
and then not missed exactly. So I did the best I could. So.
You did a great job. You did.
What was the significance of the handwork on the surface of the table and then later on under the bed?
I kind of took it as table talk,
Okay.
usually a lot of conversations happen
That's
at
so
the
clever.
table. Yeah. And coming out, I didn't, I came out to my parents, but it was actually on the sofa. Like they sat in front of me, like you had that confrontation with somebody, like you looking them into the eye. So with her, it was kind of that same concept with talking with our hands, obviously dancing, and speaking messages that way versus just eye contact. And she actually came up because there was one point where I wanted to get down under the bed, but I just didn't know what could fit there, and I was having such a struggle with it. And she actually came up with all that, so you can actually
Yeah, that was
kinda
really
elaborate.
clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Latinos, we talk with our hands anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we couldn't actually like fit our bodies under the bed, and then I thought we could have a conversation with our hands, and we couldn't even reach far enough to actually touch, which I kind of, which you wouldn't know that,
There was
but I
almost
liked
like
that you
a
couldn't.
secretive nature to the
Yeah, so that's
conversation, that it was
intentional,
under the
though.
bed and kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But them not being able to touch that, I thought that was intentional.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just happened to work out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
In both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. Where are we at in time? Oh, break time.
Break time.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on Radio F Radio.
.com.
Pictures hanging on the wall, all those pictures with you in them, except the ones of Mom and Pa. You're smiling for all your friends. You might go right out your way, so all the discourage you see, frame and hang it on your wall and run from the reality. Exaggerate imagination, not your vulnerabilities. You're living in the image again. You're in the image, okay? The pictures hanging on the wall, all these pictures with you in them. None of them have any friends. Your smile's full of emptiness. You pray and pray, ignite the light, rain with positivity. You claim to reignite the game, but all you bring is misery. You say you play for all your fans, that feeling must be flattering. Yeah, you're in the image, baby. You know you're pretty, cause you might go right out your way. So all the discourage you see, frame and hang it on your wall and run from the reality. Exaggerate imagination, not your vulnerabilities. You're living in the image again. You're in the image, cause you might go right out your way. So all the discourage you see, frame and hang it on your wall and run from the reality. Exaggerate imagination, not your vulnerabilities.
Second wind. Let's go. It go. One for the money and two for the show. Line 3 is when I make my entrance, and line 4 when I flow. So allow me to take the time to rhyme the story until we were the illest group before our time. 6 months after me being released from prison, the mind state it's time to grind. Link with Stokes and Kringle, take all-star writing new rhymes. Terrific, it's the concept meet terrific. He say you nice, homie, stay on your grind. So before we left the studio that night, he decided to throw me 2 beats. Prove I'm the illest ever. Rhymes cold as ice over new heat. T and easy 265, yet leaping out of his seat. And breaking news was the first song designed to let the world know that I was coming for mine. So rappers, you better beware. Introduce me to Sean, and what happens next we were prepared. Classic became my tag team partner, the shine we share, and it was motherfucking on from there. Man,
it's a shame. Our legacy was meant to fall apart, but it's okay. I'm a wish for the stars, dream big, and everything for me will fall in line. It's a shame. Our legacy was meant to fall apart, but it's okay. I'm a wish for the stars, dream big, and everything for me will fall in line.
from out of nowhere, we would've shit, admit that. Tearing down every stage, wife beater, oh shit, he ripped that. Be more at Fran Fest, the Nova with DMX. Then if we blow, where do we go from there? Was the question. Immediately we started part 2. Filoni is gone, so now we only 3 strong in the crew. Something to prove, nothing to lose, but in the streets they ask where the rest of your crew, fam. And I should've been along from there. Long story short, us Swords and Scotty ATL was to drop 6 months ago with no momentum. Yeah, that shit was a flop. So Sean decides to take it down at the canal. Said it won't the hottest in town. And Classify was hella warm from there. Said fuck that shit, I personally had nothing left to prove. Plus when I seen that AVC had backwards, I knew his heart was more into his new crew. Then discovered he'd have fucked this for some publishing, and I was motherfucking gone from there. Damn!
It's a shame. Our legacy was meant to fall apart, but it's okay. I'm a wish for the stars, dream big, and everything for me will fall in line. It's a shame. Our legacy was meant to fall apart, but it's okay. I'm a wish for the stars, dream big, and everything for me will fall in line. My advice to you before I leave the booth: educate your mind, don't be fooled, walking blind by these wolves in disguise. Dream big and everything for you will fall in line. My advice to you before I leave the booth: baby, take your time, just stay on your grind, keep your prayers to the sky. Dream big and everything for you will fall in line.
And we're back. What's going on, Internet? You are listening to the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show on radio, fradio.com. And we are here with Natalia and Maddie. We have been talking dance. We have been talking LGBT, the power of art. So this is a question
Sexiness
that
of
we get in.
Pokemon.
Yeah, off mic we were talking about Pokemon. You guys don't want to know anything about what we were talking about. I mean, you son of a bitch, man. Forget what I was
You forgot.
I think that is my purpose sometimes. It's just throw you off.
I'll use my psychology degree on you. Talking about art, talking about dance.
So
help you with your memory.
Something that we talk about a lot here on the show is the responsibility of the artist, and you clearly took the responsibility to voice something that you felt very, very strongly about.
Right.
So how important is it to you that your art have a message and not be strictly self-indulgent. I think as artists, like it's all it's a little
Yeah,
self-indulgent.
it is.
Anybody who says
Yeah.
I only do it because for you, it's
For
not
the
for
love.
me. You're full of shit.
You're full of shit.
No,
You're so full of shit.
My favorite pieces are where like it's just for me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about
Right.
this. Like I like it.
Right.
So and then they can like choose to watch it or like it or not. That's like
Yeah.
the best. That's like
Yeah.
self gratification. But anyway,
Yeah,
about
no,
this
no,
piece.
No, definitely.
This
like,
one in
I feel
particular.
the same way. No, you have to take that responsibility because people are going to relate to it. You know, whether I mean, I'm not saying this in a bad way with saying I don't care if people in the LGBT community like it or not. I just care that it helps somebody.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always
It's
that
for
person.
who it's meant to reach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And art in general.
Exactly. And metaphorically, and like I've never done it physically, like I'm always that type of person to take my shirt off my back for somebody else and help them out. Just because I always been taught that, but I always feel that within myself to do that. So there was a lot of things that I went through with my life these past couple years that helped me realize it and how life is so short. And to really make your stamp on the world, because whether you do it while you're living or people realize it when you pass, like, you know, you're going to reach out to somebody and you're going to impact them positive or negatively, and I'd rather do that in a positive form.
Right, especially if you're blessed enough to have that voice,
Yeah.
to be given that voice and
Yeah.
a platform.
Yeah. And I always been internalized. Like, I never voiced my opinion. I always held things in until, like, I just was a bottle cap and burst, you know, until recently. And I was just like, you know, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Like, I don't care about what people say anymore. Like, I know who I am. I'm true to who I am. And I'm true to how I treat people. And I expect that in return.
Bravo.
Yeah. Big believer in karma in the universe. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Me
So,
too.
yeah, I
Me
was just like,
too.
forget it, man. I'll just post it. Not worry about that no more. And
Yeah,
just keep going.
there's a certain liberation when you get to that point where you're like, wait a minute, I don't have to give a fuck.
Yeah.
Why have I been giving a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm done giving a fuck.
Like, you're
and we're gonna
stupid for
move on.
giving
Yeah,
a
why
fuck.
have I
Like-
been doing this? What have I been doing with my life? All these fucks I've been giving.
Right, yeah.
For no reason whatsoever. I'm keeping
Yeah.
my fucks.
Yeah.
Fuck all that. So
My bag of fucks are right here.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
giving
all-
you any.
They're in a safe now.
Yeah, right.
Standing between you and you have to go through me to get to my
Yeah,
fucks.
right.
But you do though. You have to get to that point where you have that freedom and you feel liberated enough to kind of just do it. And it's
Right.
not too different in poetry for us. You know, it's daunting.
Yeah.
You're getting up there and you're becoming vulnerable, and these are things we wrote, you know, and they came from dark places in a lot of times. But you put yourself in those positions because there are people who can't dance or
Yeah.
can't write poems or can't sing that still feel that same way you
Right.
do. You know, like before I was creating art of my own, the songs that I gravitated towards, the art I gravitated towards were the things I connected with.
Right.
And it's important. I think it's part of the human experience.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Because art is super subjective as is. So it's
Yes.
like when you're able to speak without actually voicing anything like that, and it could be singing, rapping, it can be, you know, just those kittens on the wall. Like, it reaches out to people, you know, and whether in any kind of emotional state. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that.
So I want to get a little bit off subject and get a little.
No.
Of course he does.
Just a
Not
little.
you.
Just a little bit. What is that one song that whenever you guys hear it, you have to dance to it?
Oh, that's a good
Can I
question.
put it on right now? Because it's in my
Yeah, you
playlist.
have one?
Okay. Well, you
She
can,
knew
you
exactly
can think
what
on it if you want.
I'll ask you a different question.
Okay.
What song have you always wanted to do some choreography to that you never did?
Ooh, good one.
What did you do choreography to? Why am I so bad at thinking right now?
She better not say
'Cause I
pop,
put you on
drop,
the
and
spot.
lock it.
It probably would be something like that because whenever I started doing, no, not that specifically, but like, you know, like something like, because when I started choreographing, it probably wasn't until college until they were like, oh, hey, you have to do this. You can't just dance all the time. Like they kind of forced us to, you know, like here's to be well-rounded. You have to learn how to make it as well. So everything, yeah, it was in like the modern realm or ballet. And so it was like just none of that music. It's not like Beyonce's like Crazy in Love. Like I want to do a sexy dance to that because I've never gotten to choreograph anything like that. I don't know if I
It'd
could.
be a
but-
challenge for you then.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And that's important to. speaking on artists and our development, we have to continue to challenge ourselves. Like you said, you had to learn how to choreograph as well as just dance.
So how was that, just learning to choreograph for you? How was that?
It was difficult for me. That's a natural talent. I feel like that comes to some people a lot easier. And I still struggle with it. I force myself to do it. They gave me the tools, of course, but some people like they just look at a space or whatever it is, or just even in their mind, and they just like see a whole dance already. I feel like they're Mozart. Like when he just started like writing and he like made these symphonies and no one like knew how. Like there's a girl I know that just kind of does it, or like they do it on the spot. I'm like a planner. Like I have to write it all out, and I like have trouble seeing my own vision in my mind. Like it's hard, very difficult for me actually to choreograph. I'm much more. I think that's why I'm like spinning fire and doing like a million different types of versatile dances, so I can just keep performing and I do less of the choreography.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, some people just like see their own vision in their mind easier, and not for others. I have to use the tools of choreography, like improv and like helpful hints and things they do for me to do it. So
Yeah, really.
Did you find your song?
I did find my song. Can I play it?
Yes,
Yeah.
please
Okay.
do.
How's it playing?
I have one too, but
Throwback at that. So that song comes on, and Nat has to move.
Jam.
You got to move. You're pulling over on 64
Yeah.
and dancing beside the car. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're zoning out.
Wow. Mr.
Yeah.
DJ.
It's a happy song, man.
It is. You can't not smile when you hear it. Like everybody
Yeah.
in here is like, hey.
You might find that one person like,
Yeah.
I used to be a DJ.
It'd probably be Godchild, because Godchild stayed with the stiff face. He is so thug. Shout out to Godchild. Look, we had our first slam yesterday, right? And he posted in the slam event page, we ain't friends. It's me and the poems. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't even want to hear no scores. I don't want to hear y'all scores.
He
It's
gets
competition.
like that, yeah.
So I get to the venue yesterday. I unlock the door, and I notice he's already there. He's sitting in his car. He's in the zone. So I go out there, and he won't even, like, turn his head to look at me. I was like, hey, I ain't even competing. You better give me some damn dap. Stop being a stiff face.
He does that, man.
He did. He would go up there when it was his turn. He did his poem. He walked right out the building. He wouldn't wait for his score.
Yeah.
And he made it to the next round. He won.
Yeah.
He won. But waited till the next round, came in, did his poem. We'd have to go get him outside.
Yeah,
before he
Booby
got
gets
hurt.
the same way when she slams.
I mean, it's intense for some people. It's serious.
It's life. Ball
Yeah.
is life.
Yeah.
You got your song, Maddie?
oh sure, this is just the first thing I could think of, but it does make me dance every time. It's more like fun to drive fast to, like you have to like bop. It's kind of like clubby and like EDM-ish, but it's not like obnoxious.
What is that?
You never heard this song?
No.
God, it's so awesome.
You know, you're like speeding down
Sounds
the
like
highway.
an 8-bit video game song.
Yeah,
It
it's
sounds
kinda like
very
Tron
old school. I dig
intro.
that.
Wait, it's gonna drop. Just wait another second.
Fight. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, it's sort of like Tron-ish, like the whole like. Yeah, so that's it.
I dig that.
Hadouken. Shoryuken.
I saw a card with a license plate today on the way here that said Hadouken.
Oh my God.
I really did. It said Hadouken.
I love
Really?
it.
And every time I read it, I had to say it.
Yeah,
that
you have
way.
to say it
Your
just
head,
like
the
that.
Yeah,
way-
you can't. Yeah, you can't just.
Hadouken.
I literally watched
gotta
a
do your
wrestling
hand
match
like
the
that,
other day where the guy set the person on the ropes and he went for uppercut. He went Shoryuken. I was like, did he just do that
That's funny.
in the ring?
I used to have the side of my head shaved. I know. I feel like everyone's like, I look like a girly girl now, but I had like, you
Yeah,
know,
she
the
is-
eyebrow
she's
piercing and like half of my head
Pretty badass,
shaved.
yeah.
And I was coming from ODU one day, and I just hear Skrillex, like they're yelling at me
Oh.
out the window, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta grow my hair out now. I
so
can't
funny.
fucking do it. Skrillex.
Like, I can't
Oh, no.
dance at all, like at all. But if there was a song that I always have to, it's the Skrillex Equinox.
Yeah.
I love that damn song. And the video, like,
It's insane.
you follow, we're friends on Facebook. You see, I'm always posting creepy stuff. I like creepy stuff. The video is really like, it's kind of dark.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that video. For sure. It's this little girl,
Mhm.
and she's playing with a toy or something. And she's walking alone in the street,
He's a
and there's
guy.
this really, really creepy guy stalking her.
Wow.
She goes into this like abandoned area. It's like a parking garage. She's the only one there. He's about to make his attack. She turns around.
She
This little girl's got
messes us up.
supernatural powers.
Dude, she messes him
She's
up.
like her hair starts flying, wind starts blowing.
Yeah.
She
I'll
just
have to
starts
look
doing
that
all this
up.
stuff and starts basically destroying him. But it's all choreographed.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
want to
it's
see that.
it's beautiful.
awesome.
It's
I've never
awesome.
seen that.
It's awesome.
Call 911. Oh, it's so dope. Where we at? Oh, we're good on time. We can BS a little bit. So we got about another 15 minutes left in the show. Where can people find you guys if they were to follow your arts and stuffs?
I think we can find Matt at Starbucks for some reason.
That's a horrible thing
I
to say.
am. I'm so underground. It's just like my few dance friends, and then like I don't know people. But I guess I get out there. I do like I tour with a '70s funk band, the Ride On band #Ride On, and they've been like to the Dominican Republic
band around here.
Yeah, they do like 4-hour shows. They're actually pretty expensive to rent out, and they go through all of the best ones. And we're go-go dancers for that. So
that sounds
I guess
fun.
that's
That
one
sounds
thing.
like a
I
good
don't know.
show.
My Facebook, I don't know. Call me. I don't know. I don't.
You don't want to do that.
My
you don't want to put that
AOL,
out.
like, we'll chat.
Or something. Yeah. Email. I don't know.
No.
Where they find you? You probably got like business cards or something.
No,
I'm
I
so
don't,
unorganized as
actually.
an artist.
Like I'm just so chill. Like I just kind of sit in the background. And
She has a Kristen Mingle account.
God.
That's so ass backwards.
Farmers mingle. Farmers mingle?
only.
Yeah, farmers.
No,
I thought
Skylar
that
would kill
I
me.
did not know that was a real thing.
Yeah.
I thought farmers only was a joke.
What is that?
It's like
do I
a
want to know?
social-
Yeah, it's a dating
a
site for
Christian
just for
dating site for
farmers.
farmers.
No.
Yes.
That's
Sure.
a thing.
I thought it was a joke, dude. It's real.
Wow. I know
the
there's
jingle and everything.
blackpeoplemeet.com. There's all these really specific.
I'm gonna
ones
hop
I
on
don't
my
know.
John Deere. Find me a young buck.
Yeah, you need to see the commercials. They're so funny.
They
I'm
have
gonna have to
commercials.
Oh, man.
No,
Oh,
God,
that's
You
yes.
know
gonna
the
be great.
commercials?
That's a whole nother.
There you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's so
Oh, shoot.
Justin never lets us down.
Oh, I know.
Never.
But I'm usually hanging out with
Ask
like
and
a
you
lot
shall
of the
receive.
poppers in the scene, so we usually session. Trying to do like every Sunday over in Chesapeake City Park on the stage, just open and out. So, but other than that, I'm just hanging out, man. Like, and do
Yeah.
my thing.
I wish Granby Theater was still open. I used to go dance there, and that's a lot of fun. You guys
Yeah.
ever been there? Downtown Norfolk Club.
I always find it interesting when you say like go-go dance. I'm from
That
DC.
means so many
No,
different
I'm from,
things
yeah,
to
because I'm
people.
from DC, and that's where we have go-go music, which is different.
Yeah.
It's like you I'm like you used to like get in the water.
When
Like,
I hear
what kind
go-go
of-
dancing, I think like that scene in the Austin Powers movie when he was having the party in his house.
Yeah, baby.
Is that more accurate, or am I totally off too?
Yeah, it like depends. Like if it's to actual '70s music, or like it's in clubs now where it's basically just kind of like dance
Girls half
slash
naked and all
like stripping, but you're wearing full clothing. You're just
Okay.
like sexy dancing on pillars, like cage dancing. Kind of.
Okay,
That's like
okay.
go-go dancing nowadays, I guess. Cage dance.
That's
Oh man.
Oh yeah, he's about to show you.
It's real.
Where's Jill?
She's really lonely and out walking the cornfield again.
What the?
Do you think
Farmers
they
only.
will ever find his true love?
Not hanging out with us all day.
We used to
This
be
is
lonely.
not
Until
real.
we met on Farmers Only.
FarmersOnly.com is the new online dating site for farmers, ranchers, and good old country folks.
Yes.
FarmersOnly.com.
City folks
Yeah.
just don't get it.
City folks just don't get it. You're damn right I don't. I'm not even city folk, but
I am gonna
Yeah,
promote
no.
this in Suffolk.
I'm about to move to Kentucky though, y'all. So I feel like that's gonna
you
be
might
the majority of
need.
the
You know what?
people.
This might be exactly what you need. Find you a good farm boy.
Oh, well, no, I already got one, I guess.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
You don't need this stupid website.
My name's
You're good.
Hank.
Oh man, I can't believe that's a real thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Damn, that's a
Are
very
you trying to
specific
wrap your head
demographic.
around it right now?
I am. I'm still like, what did I
Like,
just
dude.
watch? Like,
It's
Yeah.
one thing. Like it's one.
that's a
thing
very specific demographic.
Yes.
That's like, I only want to date somebody that pushes a tractor, and that's it.
That's it.
If you drive any kind of other vehicle, we are not friends.
You know
They
how to
eat
milk.
all
I
the
need
chicken
me
fry,
a farmer
coffee
in my
and all
life.
that.
If you can milk a cow, you might be bae.
Yeah, I need you to be able to milk cows, 10
Yeah.
sheep, shear one of them son bitches, and I'll be happy. But until then, there will be no loving going on in this
Nah,
barn.
man.
Yeah.
None whatsoever.
If I see one inkling of you being city folk, we're done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't Don't let me hear you say a ER word with an A at the end, because we will not be mixing
the pack.
That's crazy though. I mean, I guess that's what it's gotten to, where like if you really want somebody that specific.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's wild.
You know what? I was about to make a joke about like Star Wars dating site, but I'm almost willing to bet.
Is one.
I'll put money on it. It exists. It's got
Google
to.
it.
Like me and Sarah got lucky. We found. I was like, please like Star Wars.
Is the Force
Please
with
like
her?
Star Wars. And she does.
Does she want to be your Padawan?
I can't.
She's my princess Amidala. So take that. How about that?
I want to say another joke, but I just saw it.
Go
Too much.
for it.
Make
can
love
see it in
to
her
me,
face.
you will.
Make love to me, not you will. What?
Oh my god.
Touch there. No
This is an
touch.
interesting way to end this show. About
Use the
our
force.
topic that
Use the force.
Oh my god.
Yes, it's the chocolate milk and waffle
Yeah, I
show.
feel like I could do this all night.
Oh, I know.
Show me your Death Star.
Whoa. I feel like he's used these before. What?
Put your pants back on. Looks like an Ewok down there. Oh, I can just keep going. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
So I saw Big Bang Theory yesterday, and he was doing that. It's trap.
Oh God.
It's real.
It's the Trek Passions.
Trek Passions, 100% sci-fi dating and social networking,
Oh
sci-fi
my-
personals,
Oh
and chat.
Oh.
Man.
I love
Warner.
being a geek, but
Sometimes I really like. I just
Geek
want to get
personals
abducted by
commercial.
aliens. Like, just get me the fuck out of this here fucking blue rock.
Right.
Get me off this big blue ball.
put me
I
in
gotta
the
go.
alternate universe.
I gotta
you want to
go.
be like Kirk?
You seen the selfie shoe? Where it's like the
No.
stick, but you can put. It's got like a thing. You
No
put-
way.
And take pictures of yourself. Yeah, it's
No,
like fuck
no,
humans. Like
no.
this show really
I-
took a very strange turn.
I think
It
it's the
did.
Hey,
That's cool
yeah.
though. That means we got to everything we needed to get. Yeah, there it is.
What? Why? Why does it exist?
It's real.
Man, that's bad.
Cause humans, man. That's why.
Because humans.
Cause humans.
Now you see how our mind thinks.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I think about all that, doing that all the time, just like that show Off the Grid or whatever it's called, and people live like literally today like in
Yeah.
caves, like in the middle of nowhere, or like just so far out.
I've
They're
considered
literally
it,
like
yeah.
horseback and hunting, like the Wild West. Like
I
there's
seriously
nothing.
took into consideration like completely liquidating everything I own,
Yeah, and
buying a
just-
really nice camper, like a nice one, like
Right.
the livable kind, and just going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe pay rent on a lot for a year somewhere that I like, and then when I get bored of that place, move somewhere else and park it on another RV camp,
You need to watch that
and
show,
just
Little
keep doing that.
House.
Yeah, tiny homes.
Yeah, tiny
Tiny
homes. That's it.
homes.
I actually saw
Yeah.
one of them here. There
Really?
Was, somebody was in Suffolk with one. They were just passing through. It's
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
upstairs,
A lot of like
downstairs. And I was
minimalists,
like,
they do that.
Yeah,
And they just
I
go.
think I'd be
Yeah.
happy living a life like that.
I would too.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm very
I'd love
attached
it.
to the venue, and that kind of keeps me grounded in
Yeah.
here. But
But
I
what
mean,
if they
like
got the
all
venue to
things, eventually, you know,
Uproot.
yeah, you
Yeah.
you move on to other things.
Yeah.
Don't get scared, anybody at the venue. I'm just talking about
Yeah.
like George
You
is on the
know.
radio
Yeah.
said he's leaving, y'all.
But George is leaving.
I'm
They're,
out.
they're probably all picketing already. Like, no, you can't leave. No, I don't plan on going anywhere. But if it ever comes a point where the venue moves on, or evolution, man, you got to
Yeah.
keep growing. And sometimes, you know, growth is not degeneration. It's
So, well, you guys probably talk about this besides this show today, but how do we find y'all? Because I've never, to be honest, no offense, heard of this show or
oh,
what a slam is. Is that what it's called, a slam?
slam.
Or
Are you familiar with
the
spoken word
venue.
poetry?
Not very well. I wish I were more. Like,
Okay.
where do these things happen? I don't know.
Everywhere.
The venue on
Advertisement,
35th
go.
Street. It's exactly what it's called. It's called The Venue on 35th
Oh,
Street. That's the
okay.
name of the place.
Okay.
It's on 35th Street in Norfolk, right across from that one abandoned theater, just up
Okay.
the street from the zoo. We are 9.5 years in. The two ladies that own it, they were physical therapists by trade. And once they reached retirement age, they took all the money they got from their practice and they opened up this theater in the community. Patty, who's one of the co-owners, she's a playwright.
Shout out to Queen
So she kind of
Patty.
wanted her own. It's very difficult, you know, to get your
Yeah.
stuff out there. So she decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to open up my own theater and put up my own place.
Yeah.
And that's what she did. the open mic there has been going on for almost 10 years now, 9.5 years running. I've had it for 4.5 of those 9.5 years.
Yeah.
We are Hampton Road's longest running uninterrupted open mic, meaning that since we've started, there's never been a cancellation.
Yeah.
We've maybe canceled 1 or 2 because of the weather.
Yeah.
Norfolk
Right.
floods real bad. So
Yeah.
there have been a Hurricane Sandy. That was one of the occasions we had to
Always
close.
a hurricane, I swear.
Maybe I just live under a rock in VB then. I don't know.
Well,
kind of.
The poetry community, the arts community is pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the venue. You just put when you go to Google Maps and put in poetry, the venue will show up.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
We're pretty proud of that.
Cool.
It's kind of become a hub for arts here in Hampton Roads.
Yeah.
So we offer a lot of opportunities to people, and that's my favorite part about it. Like everybody who works there, it's an all volunteer staff, and we all just give our time because we enjoy what we do. You know, it's fun.
Yeah, you can find these guys on RadioFreeRadio.com. Oh, it's Radio F Radio.
RadioFradio.com.
RadioFradio.com.
That's the official website.
That's right.
But we are, of course, Radio Free Radio.
Yeah, and I'm Waffles.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram.
Same with me too.
Google them.
I'll find you eventually and
Okay.
send you a friend request or something. Yeah, I mean, probably after the show, I'd do that.
Yeah.
I do that after venue nights too, especially like I'll take the list home with me. And if there was an artist that I particularly liked, I'll do my best to try to find them on
Like
Facebook.
going through all 70 people, be like, hey, I really like that person. Other 69, nah, not so much.
Yeah, you would think Facebook would have a more like filters in their search engine so that you can find people a little easier. It's difficult.
Well, you can also get it set up where you can't be searched.
Yeah, I hate that. How is anyone supposed to add you that
if you're supposed to, especially if you're
knows
like
you.
Some people want
doing
that.
Yeah, I mean, people in arts and entertainment like we kind of need that open.
Yeah.
You know,
networking. And,
right.
Yeah.
Then there are people that
they like
Joseph Brunson in bumfuck Illinois that doesn't want to talk to nobody, but he has a niece in Alabama that he
Just
keeps
on
in
Farmers
contact
Only.
with. You know what I mean? So,
On Farmers Only, that's it.
oh man. So if you got anything out of these last 2 hours, farmersonly.com.
What's up? The piss crew is in the building.
Dude, man.
Had a heart attack.
Right? What's up, guys?
All right.
Do you want to know what the bet was on air, real quick?
Hold on. What was their
Who's
bet?
bet?
I don't know who won.
They bet every week. Every week they bet.
But whoever lost the bet this week is going to have to eat 2 dozen of those donuts, like the small ones, in 15 minutes.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a negative repercussion. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like a
That's
treat,
a
right?
good, yeah.
Like,
I
I get a
want to
reward
lose
for
the bet.
Is it
Yeah.
with no milk?
Dry mouth.
Yeah, it's dry.
You get some, but I had to chug a Crystal Pepsi last week, so.
Oh, that was you?
We're, if you guys have suggestions for like the next few weeks, this is going to be a weekly thing. The goals
I
get
love it.
more degrading each week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 15
I got a
minutes,
lot of
24
ideas.
donuts.
Yeah. All right, ladies.
I think that's a lot, actually.
All right,
that
ladies,
might be
any
more
closing
difficult than we
words?
think.
Yeah, that's more
I
than one a
mean,
minute.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to be here.
Forgive us. We haven't moved on from the donuts yet. Let's get back to our guests. We are wrapping the
No,
show.
you're making me want a donut now.
I know. I think I'm gonna have to stop somewhere and get some damn donuts.
Krispy Kreme's right
You
on
bastards.
Krispy Kreme is right on Mercury Boulevard.
There we go. All right. Thank you both for being here and talking with about the video with us. You will be showing that video live at the venue on 35th Street on September 25th. That's a Sunday at 7 p.m. Come down, check out the video along with all the other artists that will be featuring that evening, and get to know Nat and ask her some questions about her film.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
I'll FaceTime Maddie since she'll be gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can probably pull that off.
Yeah.
Actually. We can probably make
I
that
was
happen.
thinking that when you guys were talking about earlier, like speakerphone or something.
Yeah, we might be able to make that happen actually.
And there's nothing for me right now. I'm just preparing for, like, I have to be in Richmond for a conference. A few other things. That's it for me.
September 24th, we're also having an all-geek film festival at the venue. I'm really, really excited about that. It is our first film festival at the venue.
Word.
Yeah, I and Kristen Mihafi have been putting that together. So, all right. Thank you, Internet. Thank you for listening again. Thank you one more time for our guests. You guys were wonderful. It was an awesome time getting to know you guys tonight.
That's right. And remember always, ladies and gentlemen, we do what we do.
Because we includes you.
P.S.
Good night.